Hey, Skull Nation! What's up, my fellow Vikings faithful? Grab your purple jerseys and crack open a cold one because today, on this wild November 7th, 2025, we're diving headfirst into the hottest Vikings news that's got my heart pounding like a Sam Darnold deep ball. Asante Samuel Jr., the shutdown corner everyone's buzzing about, is rolling into Minneapolis tomorrow for a free agency visit that could flip our secondary from shaky to straight-up savage. I mean, can you imagine locking down those NFC North receivers with a guy who's snagged 2 picks a season like it's no big deal? Stick with me because we're breaking down this whirlwind tour, team by team, and why the Vikings are primed to steal the show. Don't you dare hit pause, or you'll miss how this could catapult us right back into playoff glory. Picture this. Asante Samuel Jr., the former Charger phenom, sidelined all offseason after that brutal neck injury and spinal fusion back in April. But now, cleared, hungry, and hitting the road like a man on a mission. He kicked things off with the Panthers yesterday, but tomorrow, Friday, November 7th, it's our turn in the spotlight here in Minnesota. Folks, this isn't just a visit. It's a lifeline for our D-line that's been leaking like a sieve. We've got Byron Murphy Jr. holding it down as our rock-solid CB1, and Isaiah Rodgers flashing some serious speed that's topped the league charts. But depth? That's where the nightmares start. No real backups who can step up without turning into Swiss cheese. Remember Jeff Okudah? We scooped him up for a steal at $2.3 million. Smart move on paper, but he's been lit up like a Christmas tree and now he's nursing his second concussion this year. Oof. What do you think, Vikings fam? Time to reload? Or are we sleeping on this? And here's the electric part. Samuel's not just any corner. He's a versatile beast who can flip between inside and outside like a Flores fever dream. Brian Flores, our defensive wizard, lives for that chaos, blitzing, disguising coverages, making QBs sweat bullets. Samuel's got the ball skills to match, with those 6 career interceptions and 28 pass breakups that scream turnover machine. Sure, he's not the tackliest dude in the league, and our aggressive scheme demands ballers who wrap up like pros, but even with that hitch, he's a massive upgrade over what we've got rotting on the bench. Tyler Forness from A to Z Sports nailed it. This is the fix we need to shore up the back end before the Bears and Lions come knocking. Imagine him shadowing Justin Jefferson's nightmares on the other side? Chills, right? Tell me in the comments. Would you ink him to a deal on the spot? But hold up, Skull Squad, this tour's a battlefield, and Samuel's got 5 other squads gunning for him like it's the NFC Championship. We start with the Carolina Panthers, who hosted him first on Wednesday, and man, they're drooling over this fit. Ejiro Evero's defense has clawed its way to matching last year's win total at the midway mark, thanks to that off-season cash splash, but they're starving for splash plays. J.C. Horn's been a pick-six wizard with 3 of their 7 interceptions through 9 games. But the other side? Wide open. Samuel slides in opposite Horn in base packages, then teams up with Michael Jackson in nickel for matchup mayhem, Horn or Samuel flipping inside to exploit weaknesses week to week. Kyle Krabs from A to Z says the Panthers should go all in. This could be their upset fuel for a wild card run. Sneaky good defense down there. But hey, Vikings fans, are we worried? Or is this just motivation to show Asante why purple's his color? Shifting gears to the Green Bay Packers. Ugh. Don't get me started on those cheeseheads, but facts are facts, and they're circling like vultures. Their cornerback room's a graveyard since the offseason. Lost Jair Alexander, Eric Stokes, Corey Ballantyne, and Robert Rochelle, only to patch with Nate Hobbs, who's been a bust and now sidelined with a knee tweak for weeks, and 7th-rounder Micah Robinson, who's already off the roster. Yikes. They're vets. Keyshawn Nixon and Carrington Valentine grinding it out, with safety Javon Bullard moonlighting in the slot, and backups like converted W.R. Bo Melton and undrafted Kamal Hadden. No depth, no draft investments past the 7th round since Stokes in 21. Wendell Ferreira from A to Z points out Samuel could be their stretch run savior. Maybe even snag a long-term deal like they did with Bashad Breeland in 18 or Rasul Douglas midseason. Paths wide open in Lambeau. But come on, Asante. Why freeze when you can skull in Minnesota? Who's with me on poaching him from our rivals? Next up, the Chicago Bears. Our Windy City brothers in purple? Nah, but they're sniffing around hard and I get it. Post-trade deadline with no CB Hall. Their outside corners have been a roller coaster since losing Pro Bowler Jalen Johnson. Tariq Stevenson stepped up big as CB1, beyond expectations, and Nation Wrights flashed some highlight reel stuff in the starting gig. But big plays downfield? They're handing him out like candy, thanks to that man coverage obsession paired with a pass rush that's MIA half the time. Cole Noble from A to Z pushed for this exact move, low-risk audition for a guy who could lock it down. Devil's advocate. If Samuel needs weeks to ramp up post-surgery, they might balk, especially with Kyler Gordon eyeing a return in 2-3 weeks and dreams of Johnson's late-season comeback. Still, due diligence never hurt, and it's got me fired up. Bears in the mix means competition's real. What say you, fam? Think we'd outbid him if push comes to shove? Oh man, the San Francisco 49ers, those West Coast contenders are licking their chops, and for good reason with their injury apocalypse on D this year. Samuel drops in post-deadline like a mid-season miracle, when top free agents are usually ghosts. Their CB plays punched above weight at times, but depth? Non-existent. Diamador Lenore and Charvarius Ward holding the fort, but behind him? Slim pickings with Darrell Luter Jr. and Chase Lucas. Adam Holt from A to Z says tossing in a healthy vet like Samuel could jolt the unit sure. He'd need a beat to hit NFL stride, but at a bargain price? Why not swing? Robert Saleh's scheme loves ball hawks, and with their 6-3 record, this could be the edge for a deep run. Staying on the West Coast might tug at Asante's heartstrings, but Vikings Nation, let's remind him. We've got the grit, the fans, and a defense screaming for his shutdown vibes. Imagine him picking off Cousins instead. Poetic, right? Drop your hot takes below. Pittsburgh Steelers, the Steel Curtain wannabes, and they're circling back after dipping out last offseason over those injury red flags. But now, Samuel's glowing on medicals, and their interests reignited like a terrible towel twirl. That split safety magic they unveiled last week. Jalen Ramsey at free safety, fresh signee Kyle Duggar opposite, sparked 5 turnovers in a blowout, but outliers don't win rings. They crave fresh legs in the back end for those multi-look shells, plus a proven pick artist. Samuel's got 2 INTs each of his first 3 years. Hello, instant boost. Rob Gregson from A to Z says this turns their reeling D into a statement squad, proving that Colts thriller wasn't luck. Aggressive, turnover-hungry. Sounds familiar, but Steelers? With our Flores blueprint mirroring that fire? Nah, Asante, Minnesota's where you feast on divisional scraps. Steelers fans might rage, but we're building an empire here. What's your prediction on his Steeltown stop? All right, Skull Warriors, we've toured the gauntlet. Panthers hungry for upsets, Packers desperate for depth, Bears patching holes, Niners chasing rings, Steelers reloading the curtain. But now, the million-dollar verdict. Where does Asante land? Destin Adams from A to Z boils it down to 2 showdowns. The 49ers for that immediate West Coast splash or the Packers for a win-now grind. But hear me out, winning's priority, sure. But for a second-round stud like Samuel craving reps to rebuild his stock? Green Bay's chaos might edge it, yet staying coastal in SF screams appeal. Adams predicts the Niners as his redemption arc, sliding into Saleh's web for instant impact. Me? I'm all in on purple. We've linked to him for months, our needs screaming, and Flores would mold him into a monster. This visit tomorrow? This destiny? Who's your pick? Fam, Viking sweep or does he bolt? But let's pump the brakes and geek out on Samuel's tape, because this guy's no flash in the pan. Drafted 47th overall in 21 out of Florida State, he's the son of a legend with 51 career picks, and Asante Jr.'s carried that torch. 176 tackles, 3 TFLs, a fumble recovery, and those 6 picks that turned games. 2 per season his first 3 years? That's elite instincts, reading QBs like a book and jumping routes with springs in his cleats. Sure, the tackle grade dips, he's more stick than wrap-up king, but in Flores blitz-heavy zoo, we prioritize picks over pancakes. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler's got the full itinerary locked. Panthers done, us tomorrow, then the rest. This isn't hype. It's happening, and with our 4-4 start, we can't afford to whiff. Vikings news like this is the spark we need. You feeling the electricity too? Zooming in on why Minnesota's the perfect storm. Flores defense thrives on versatility, and Samuel's inside-outside flips are tailor-made. Think man-press shadows on big boys like Devontae Adams, or slot disruptions against sneaky underneath stuff. We've been torched without depth. Okuda's concussions exposed that fragility, and Rodgers' peaks can't carry solo. At 25, Samuel's prime for a prove-it deal, low risk, high reward, maybe $5 to $7 mil for the stretch run with extension upside. Beat writers like Fornes are pounding the table. Even with tackler tweaks, he's the upgrade that stabilizes us for December duels. And get this, our pass rush, when clicking, pairs with his nose for the ball like peanut butter and jelly. Tomorrow's visit? It's not a courtesy. It's contract talks brewing. Skull Nation, are you as hyped as I am? Teasing the ripple effects. If Samuel signs, it's dominoes. Murphy gets a breather, Rodgers a mentor, and Flores unleashes hybrid packages that baffle offenses. But hesitation lingers on that tackling. Our run game's aggressive, demanding corners who don't shy from contact. Still, stats don't lie. His PBU rates top quartile, and post-surgery clearance means full throttle. Fowler's sources say teams are lining up because late-season vets like this are unicorns. For us at 4-4, clinging to wildcard hopes, this is the jolt. Pair him with our front and watch completion percentages plummet. I'm picturing that first pick, purple confetti raining. What's the one matchup you'd love to see him own first? Flipping the script to our rivals' pitfalls. Packers' injury curse at CB? Brutal. But their draft drought means desperation. We'd out-scheme him with Flores wrinkles. Bears' man coverage woes? Samuel thrives there, but their rush inconsistency could expose him. Our D-lines got more bite. Niners' depth void? Yeah, but West Coast travel fatigue post-tour? Advantage Midwest. Steelers' turnover thirst matches his game. Yet their safety experiments feel gimmicky next to our proven chaos. Panthers? Solid, but playoff ceilings lower than ours. This tour's a talent auction, and Minnesota's bidding with heart, history, and a fan base that roars like US Bank Stadium on game day. Who's got the edge in your eyes? Diving deeper into the drama. Samuel's been linked to us for months, per insiders, just waiting on that heel-up green light. Now, with spinal fusion in the rearview, he's touring like a free agent kingpin, but whispers say price tags are dipping, perfect for our cap crunch. A to Z's breakdowns echo it. Every spot needs him, but ours screams urgency with concussions sidelining Okuda. Imagine the pressers. ASANTE to Minnesota? Skull. Fans, this could be the narrative flip from mid-pack mediocrity to beast mode backend. And hey, his dad's legacy? Super Bowl swag in our veins too. Drop a skull if you're manifesting this signing. Building suspense here. What if tomorrow's visit seals it? We roll into Detroit or Green Bay with a fortified secondary, turning close calls into blowouts. But the unknown? Ramp-up time, docs say he's football ready, but game shape? That's the gamble. Still, low cost means high upside. Think Okuda 2.0 but with elite traits. Vikings news from ESPN's Fowler keeps dropping breadcrumbs. 6 teams, 1 whirlwind week. For us, it's personal. Flores schemed for guys like this, and our 4-4 records begging for defensive dominance. You ready to chant his name at practice? Echoing the expert pulse. Fornes on us. Critical upgrade. Tackling be damned. Gregson on Pitt. Turnover transfusion. Ferreira on GB. Long-term home potential. Noble on Chi. Due diligence gold. Holt on SF. Depth savior. Krabs on Sayar. Splash opposite horn. Adams' verdict tilts Niners, but I'm countering hard. Vikings need plus Flores fit equals unstoppable. This isn't rumor mill fluff. It's sourced fire from A to Z and ESPN. Skull Squad. If he ghosts us for Frisco, I'll riot, but I won't. Tomorrow's our shot. Painting the big picture mid-2025 with trades done and waivers dry. Samuel's the unicorn free agent shaking the league. His 23 stats, 63 tackles, 2 picks, 13 PBUs, pre-injury beast mode. Post-surgery, clean bill per docs. For Minnesota at 4-4 and NFC North scrappers, this visit's a beacon. We've got the war room buzzing, Flores diagramming fits, and fans like you fueling the frenzy. But rivals lurk. Packers tomorrow? Wait, no, us Friday. Timeline's tight. Decisions loom post-tour. What's your gut? Sign now or let him shop? Unpacking the hesitation factor. Tackling his Achilles, no doubt, with missed wraps and run support that could haunt our aggressive fronts. But ball production? Elite. 2 picks yearly his rookie stretch. That's not luck. That's DNA from Papa Samuel. In florist disguises, he'd feast on misreads. And cost? Bargain basement after the layoff. $3-5 mil guaranteed? We'd pounce. Compared to Okuda's flameout, this feels like value gold. Vikings faithful, envision the hype video. ASANTE in purple picking off Goff. Goosebumps? Same. Share this if you're all in. Teasing the aftermath. Sign him. And our wild card odds skyrocket. Pass, and depth dooms us to what-ifs. Fowler's tour de force has execs salivating. Top free agent CB from March, now ripe. For us, it's florist vision incarnate. Versatile, ball-hawking, chaos-creating. At 4-4, every edge counts against 5-3 Bears and 5-1 Packers. Tomorrow's not a meet and greet. It's a coronation. Skull Nation, you're the heartbeat. Comment your dream lineup with him in it. Wrapping the team teases. Panthers Evero wants matchup flex. Packers voids a chasm. Bears big play leaks. Niners injury roulette. Steelers outlier chase. But Minnesota? Synergy supreme. We've whispered his name since summer. Now it's roar time. Stats back it. Our secondaries allowed 65% completion rate. Top 10 bad. Samuel drops that to mid-pack elite. A to Z's chorus? Upgrade across the board. And you? The pulse of purple. Tell me, does this visit smell like victory? Or are we jinxing it? Hey, Vikings diehards. We've ridden this roller coaster from injury limbo to visit frenzy. And man, my blood's purple and pumping. ASANTE Samuel Jr. tomorrow in mini? That's the spark to ignite our season. Don't sleep on it because if we land him, it's playoffs or bust. What a ride, right? Now, hit that like button if you're as fired up as me. Drop your hottest take in the comments. Viking snag or rival raid. Subscribe for every Skull update, and share this with your tailgate crew to spread the hype. Until next time, keep the faith, keep it loud, Skull Vikings.